Recent satellite imagery from September 2024, captured by Google Earth, has unveiled significant construction activity at Iran's third tactical airbase near Hamadan. The images reveal large arched shelters, each measuring approximately 25 by 30 meters. This scale far exceeds the needs of the F-4 Phantom jets currently stationed there, suggesting preparations for a new and more advanced fleet, potentially the Russian Su-35S fighter jets. The appearance of these shelters raises critical questions about Iran's strategic and operational goals. The deployment of Su-35s in Iran could represent a major shift in the regional balance of power. The aircraft's long-range radar, thrust vectoring engines, and advanced weapon systems make it a significant threat to neighboring nations. For countries like Israel and Saudi Arabia, which rely heavily on air superiority, the Su-35 could complicate defensive and offensive operations alike. If integrated effectively, this platform could challenge the air dominance of the Israeli F-35 or disrupt Saudi Arabia's air patrols. Beyond these immediate concerns, the presence of Su-35s might embolden Iran's proxies, such as Hezbollah, to conduct more aggressive operations under the protection of Iranian air cover. Another critical aspect is whether Iran can fully leverage the Su-35's advanced capabilities. Operating such cutting-edge jets demands extensive pilot training, maintenance infrastructure, and a level of tactical sophistication that Iran's Air Force has not historically demonstrated. The Su-35's complexity rivals that of Western fifth-generation fighters, and its potential effectiveness depends on how well Iran can overcome these barriers. If the necessary pilot training programs are already underway, it suggests that Iran has been planning this move for years. Conversely, if these efforts lag, the Su-35s could remain more of a symbolic deterrent than an operationally decisive asset. Politically, the acquisition of Su-35s represents a deepening of ties between Tehran and Moscow. The jets are likely part of a larger strategic bargain, potentially including Iranian drones for Russian use in Ukraine. For Russia, which faces severe sanctions and is increasingly isolated, selling high-end military hardware to Iran opens a valuable financial lifeline. At the same time, this deal signals Moscow's willingness to defy international norms and reshape alliances in the Middle East. Such moves are almost certain to provoke reactions from the US and its allies, possibly including tightened sanctions or accelerated arms deliveries to Iran's regional rivals. The financial implications of Iran's modernization efforts cannot be ignored. Despite its struggling economy, Tehran seems committed to building a robust air force, likely funding these projects through oil sales and illicit trade channels. Licensing the production of Su-35s and potentially Su-30s could serve as a long-term cost-saving measure, but it remains unclear how Iran plans to finance such a massive investment amid ongoing sanctions. This raises questions about whether Tehran might leverage Russian support to circumvent these economic hurdles or rely on additional under-the-table deals with other allies. The rapid pace of infrastructure development and jet acquisition also highlights a critical challenge for foreign intelligence agencies. The satellite imagery exposing these developments underscores the difficulty of tracking Iran's military progress in real time. Intelligence communities will likely increase their focus on Iran's Air Force activities, but given the dual-use nature of many construction projects and the remote locations of these bases, some details may remain elusive. For example, how many Su-35s have already been delivered? Are other air bases undergoing similar upgrades? Such questions point to the limits of open-source intelligence and the necessity of more aggressive reconnaissance. This dual approach, developing underground and above-ground infrastructure, underscores Iran's focus on survivability and operational flexibility. While underground facilities like Eagle 44 offer protection against airstrikes, the above-ground shelters at Hamadan suggest preparations for quick access and rapid sorties, particularly in conflict scenarios where time-sensitive operations are critical.